I'm so old. I remember when IPA wasn't a thing. Seriously, breweries didn't have IPAs. They weren't a thing. And then suddenly it became the only thing. And then it became who can make the most drinkable, over-hopped IPA. And, oh, this is awesome. It's like, so
I like talking to people that have seen this before, because it's the same thing that the conversation we had outside about the seltzers and then now the hard iced teas. And it's just like, yeah, but it's just cannibalizing what seltzers was before that, and seltzers was cannibalizing whatever was before that. Like, people think that this is going to now take over, but like when you have this longer view on things, you're able to see kind of the ups and downs,
patterns
of the industry, the patterns.
If you can recognize patterns, you can know what's going to happen.
Welcome back to Brew That Podcast. I'm your host, Richie Tevlin, joined as always by Evan Blum.
Hello.
And today we have on, I guess, the gatekeeper, Mike Scoats.
So on a t-shirt.
John Trogner on, but owner of what used to be the Grey Lodge Pub and now owner of Lucky Cat Beer Company. So a legend in the game, I guess. Lots of people have known who you are, still know who you are, but it's you have been in the Philadelphia craft beer scene since the early 90s, right?
96. We became the Grey Lodge in 96. I bought the bar in 94 with 3 other people, and by 96, I was the last person there. And that's when I rebranded us as the Grey Lodge and was able to focus on craft beer.
So I guess that's the start, but like, how did you get started in beer? Like, why did you buy a restaurant? Have you always been in the restaurant game?
I worked my way through school and various restaurant jobs. Once I went from
Sal,
basic,
and you were classmates.
Yeah. Wait, were you actually classmates?
He was a few years after me. So
did you know him at all during college?
No, I didn't. I didn't put it together until later. We'd already known each other for years.
Yeah,
it's like, I wonder. So yeah, we were in the same frat, not at the same time.
Yeah,
it's like,
Is it funny?
Yeah, the world is often much smaller than you think that it is.
Definitely. So you were working in some restaurants, and then you mentioned before we started recording you were CPA.
Yeah, I had an accounting and MIS degree, and then I got the Fortune 100 job out of school. Planned to be there. Let's see, I started at 22, retired at 65, so that's what, 43 years?
Yeah.
You can tell I was a CPA. I could do the math like that. 43? Yes, I thought I'd be there 43 years, but 5 years in, it became clear that was I might want to be there 43 years, but they have a habit of getting rid of people when they cost too much. So I figured if I was going to work for myself, I should do it when I was still young, not really making any, money. So I wasn't really walking away from anything, and there'd be more. And if I failed, I wouldn't be trying to find a higher level job. I'd be going back to the same level.
You don't have the golden handcuffs on or anything. You're kind of let's see if we can make this work.
So I managed to hold the old job part-time for 13 years.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, that definitely helped.
Definitely. So you started, what was the Grey Lodge Pub before? You said you renamed it?
Yeah, the bar started in 1950, Labor Day. And then I bought it with some people in 94 and had a bunch of names. No one really owned it that long. I think the longest run was like 12 years. And then we called it Mugsy's, a name we all agreed on, but nobody liked.
So, and was it a craft beer spot at this point?
No, craft beer wasn't a thing. I was able to put Yuengling on black and tan. I wanted to put porter on, but I thought it'd be a little too edgy.
So I'm going down to Mexico in like 3 weeks. So I'm getting married in Oaxaca in January.
Nice.
And we're brewing a beer. Thank you. We're brewing a beer in 3 weeks. That's like a collaboration beer with a brewery down there.
Oh, that is awesome.
And he was telling me that he lived in Philly for a year.
Wait, really?
And
That's cool.
he had his first craft beer ever was a Yuengling. So he's just like, it's full circle for me. Like I get to brew beer with somebody from Philadelphia. So
For people my age, and I'm
Yeah.
60 now, Yuengling was what we had. And, porter was cool.
Porter's still great. It just doesn't get the love it deserves anymore.
No.
So I guess you open up a bar in the Northeast. Like,
Yes.
from the Northeast?
Yes.
So the plan was always like stay kind of like in the neighborhood that you know.
Wasn't necessarily that way, but I was poor being from Northeast Philly.
Okay.
That's where I could afford to buy a bar. I could borrow enough money to buy a bar there.
Got it.
And it was a stable neighborhood for
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
So.
But when you took it over, were you already into craft beer at this point? And so like you immediately transitioned it into this haven or?
No, 94. Did a little bit of craft beer. Bottles had Yuengling on tap. Ooh. And Yards had just started during that time. And
Was Yuengling Draft really that, like the fact that you had Yuengling Draft, was that like a unique thing?
Yuengling Amber Lager was not a thing yet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, Yuengling was just, premium, which was a more expensive cheap beer
Yeah.
than the cheapest cheap beer. And then they had porter, and they had black and tan, which only came in 16-ounce cans.
Mm-hmm.
And also,
16-ounce cans back then. Wow.
yeah, it was the world was very, very different back then.
What were the cheap beers back then? Were they similar?
Lion's Head
Okay.
was $8 a case. Bottles.
Did they
12
still have the
ounces.
things, the characters on the bottle cap?
I don't believe so. I know the labels were upside down, backwards, inside out. It's like $8. It wasn't your first beer of the night or your second. But, for the third beer of the night, it's like, this is
a beer.
Yeah. Porter, Yuengling would be the first beer.
Okay. Cool.
Me and Cole were at a bar the other night, and we saw hams. They were selling cans of hams, and I'm just like, I didn't even know they still made these. Potentially, I feel like
Hams is always there. It's a stalwart of it's always kind of in the background there.
I think that's one of those brands PBR ended up owning all of it, and
oh,
they bring some of it out now and again.
Yeah, there's all these like random brands from like the Midwest that kind of just like every once in a while come back. It's they're on special at your beer distributor for $8 a case.
Mm-hmm.
What was really weird back then is there was Schmidts, of course, but they'd already been assimilated into whatever bought everything. And the same company also owned Schmidt out of the Midwest. And every so often, Schmidt would show up in the store and have these really pretty cans with, wildlife fishing and bears.
I remember
and stuff.
I had a Schmidt beer when I was 16. It was the worst thing I've ever had in my life. It was just, it didn't have the name. If it had the name, it was really small. It was just like a camo can with a painting of a deer on the front. And I remember drinking it. I was like, I don't like beer. This is the worst thing I've ever had in my entire life. But it was not Schmidt's. I got that confused for a long time, up until really 3 years.
Yeah, I was
realized
just
that
like,
there was a difference.
It's like, wow, they're new artwork is really cool, but turns out that it wasn't.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. Scoats or whatever owned everything
But
at that point.
yeah. So you took it over, I guess, in '96.
Yeah, I took over everything. I was
Yeah.
the last person standing.
I mean, what was the scene like back then? Like, did you have 4 taps and then you just kind of expanded it, or did you have like this?
We had 5.
Okay.
And I gradually expanded it up to, I actually doubled it,
Okay.
which was
immediately.
a crazy number of taps.
Immediately.
Pretty within 3 months. I added 3, then another one, and then another one.
And they were all craft beer that you were adding?
No, I didn't. I kept the original 5 on.
Okay.
Because why would you throw your regulars out? Why would you do that? I mean, there was a lot. At the time, there were certain craft beer bars, and they were very strict about it. No, like, so they crap on tap, make like a big deal about throwing out, like Budweiser. But like, these people are here paying the bills, helping me pay the bills. Why am I going to, poop on like them?
Yeah.
So, and there's no reason why you couldn't sell Miller Lite and also sell like Yards.
Yeah, you just add another tap line and just everyone gets to enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
So what were the first kind of craft beers you brought on? It was Yards, I'm assuming?
So, yeah, Yards only made one beer at the time. And
Did it come in the weird kegs?
it came in the old Yuengling type Hoff Stevens kegs. And it only came in one size, a 15.5 gallon serving.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to serve that at your bar, you couldn't be the only person drinking it. So you needed more craft beer on tap to try to get people in for craft beer, and that's how it really started to happen.
Cool. And like the other craft breweries, were they just selling you draft as well?
Yeah, actually, the guy you really got to talk to is Eddie Friedland.
We've heard
He
of
was
his
one
name
of the
handful
two
of times.
wholesalers in the area, and Eddie had everybody worth having.
Was he going to you guys and like pushing like, hey, you guys should have this, or everybody was just going to him and he was like the only supplier?
Everyone was going, well, once you called Ed, yeah, and then I talked to him every Friday and find out what was like jazzing him, and then I would get that, and that was a good like method.
Yeah. Was it local craft or was it like imports or all over the country? Like
Ed had everybody, literally. He had Victory, Yards, Flying Fish,
but then he also like
Weyerbacher, Sierra Nevada.
Tom Peters said that he had also all the imported beer as well, right?
Yes, he had a lot of imported beers. And when Tom was talking to Belgian breweries about coming in, he kind of steered them that
Like
way.
this guy will actually buy your stuff.
And we'll actually sell it and really, like care
Cool.
about it.
Cool. So how did it take like convincing to get people to like start drinking it? Like, I mean, you had to have been one of the only craft beer bars in the city. In
Yes, we were one of the only craft beer bars in the city, and the only one that was not in spitting distance of Center Lake City.
Yeah. So what was that like? Were you cultivating this crowd of craft beer drinkers, or were?
Yeah, I mean, the way I looked at it is that Northeast Philly has 390,000 people in it. 393 was the number, and it would be the second largest city in Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh would be like third.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
there might not be room for two craft beer bars in area of 393,000 people, but there had to be enough room for one.
More on, yeah.
And then Jersey also was a wasteland at the time, so we were right by the bridge.
You see a lot of
we
business
had,
doing right that.
Yeah, we were the South. Jersey beer like bar also.
Cool. So we were talking before. You guys had food. Did you guys have food when you started, or at some point you brought that on?
We had a bar food, pizzas that we made.
Pizzas
Which were way better than they should have been.
like wood fired
It's
pizzas. Like somebody. I thought pizzas got popular in like 2015, like the wood fired craft pizzas.
One of those carnival type pizza ovens that is basically like a toaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
And what were you kind of making them like?
Well, we found the frozen shells.
Okay.
And then we used a little bit of oil.
Yeah.
Provolone cheese. That was the secret.
Really?
Provolone cheese, sauce on top, garlic and oregano. Way better than it
I don't know
had
about
any
that.
right to be. Somehow the toaster oven just crisped it on both sides, and
I've never heard provolone cheese on pizza. Like, what does it do?
that is actually a Mayfair thing.
Really?
Tony's, which is no longer there, they used Prov. And there's probably other places that use provolone also.
So
It's just a different.
It was already a thing, or were you guys the first ones to kind of like?
Well, my head part bartender at the time, which became my business partner, it was his call.
Okay.
I can't take credit for it. But yeah, Pat's the one that got me to use provolone.
Cool.
Okay. There's a long time they were doing that on cheesesteaks that, like, I don't know, it doesn't happen as frequently,
No.
but it used to be a big thing.
Cooper Sharp is
That's
the thing that everyone loses their mind over now.
Yeah.
It's like there's like cycles, like every 5 years. It's like everyone's trying to keep up with the cheesesteak styles. So I guess you were this like beacon of craft beer in the area. Like I know that you did the was it 13th?
Friday the 13th, yeah. Started that in 1998. It's
Really?
Still
early.
going on. So we're about the January is the next one.
And you do it at Lucky Cat?
We do it at our mutual expect
Cool.
mixing room.
And how many people came to the first one? Like, what was that like? You were trying to like get people like, hey, you guys should make a firkin for us, or like,
Well,
just for
cask
example.
ale was becoming a thing in the city.
Okay.
And I wanted to start doing cask ale, but you can't just start doing cask ale because it has a short shelf life and there's a learning component to it. So I was thinking about firkins, and then it was 97, and I was on the L going to the part-time job and reading the newspaper, and I was talking about Friday the 13th and how next year there'd be, like 3 of them. So I was thinking Firkin, 13th, Friday the 13th. So the first one, we had 2 pins and a golden gate, which is slightly larger than a pin. And the goal was to not lose any money. That was always the goal in the beginning.
were people into it at first? Like, you took all immediately?
The first one, we sold all the beer. We didn't lose any money, so it was a win. And the second one was a month after that. And then by the time the third one happened that year, it got
Oh, I didn't
became
realize that
a
you're doing like
thing.
multiple
The
ones in a
brewers.
year. I thought it was like
every
one a
time
year.
it's Friday the 13th, which is 1 to 3 times a year.
Wow.
Next year will be a 3,
Okay.
26.
You break out the old farmer's almanac. Nice.
I am quite an expert on Friday the 13th. Oh,
It's funny. It's like a trivia question. So, like, what did it expand into, the Friday the first? Because that's like kind of a legendary thing that, like, everyone has heard about it before. But like at its height, what was it? It was like how many brands did you have there?
at the height was when Philly Beer Week and the 13th overlapped.
Okay.
And we opened at 9 a.m. and we had 31 Firkins.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And we were sold out by 8 o'clock at night.
Wow.
We had the best week we would ever have that day. A level we'd never hit again.
Just from that like one day alone.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was just an insane day.
And what year was that?
2006,
Okay.
maybe?
Was that kind of the height?
2007?
Was that the height of?
That's pretty much, yeah, that's when everything peaked for us, pretty much.
And it
We went on for a few more years doing pretty good, and then the world got, different.
Definitely. The so you mentioned Philly Beer Week. I know you've been involved with Philly Beer Week basically from its inception. What was Philly Beer Week at that point? Like, it was you guys and probably a couple other locations from at the start.
There was this event called the Book and the Cook that ran for many years. It was a big thing. They would pair cookbook authors with various restaurants.
Yeah.
And they'd have special things. Mm-hmm. So that ran its course, but at the end it became very beer heavy.
Yeah.
And with Michael Jackson's Pennsylvania Museum.
Yeah.
University of Penn Museum.
Yeah, Penn Museum over there.
Event. So a couple folks involved with that wanted it to keep happening. So they invented Philly Beer Week to be the thing that was booking the cook.
And you were a part of that from the
Yeah, I got
first
invited
year.
to join, and craft beer had been really good to me. So it didn't look like I was going to make any money doing it, but it's like, it's the right thing. So yeah, we were involved at the beginning. And then a year later, William and I came up with the hammer.
Yeah, we got that story.
And yes, neither of us were like on the board at the time. We just decided to like do it.
That's funny. So was that something that like you guys came up with the hammer and then it went from like, it probably started at your bar and then went to Standard Tap, or
Being the furthest one out,
it always
we
was
were always
you?
screwed by being the first one,
Yeah, huh.
which kind of sucks
Why does that suck? Because
because the hammer leaves at like noon, 11 in the morning. You really want to have it show up at like 6.
for sure, yeah.
Everybody's
So
been
yeah,
drinking.
I'm the one that does like all of the work to like set it up, and we were always the ones.
You don't even get the benefit from
Yeah.
it.
At that point in time, was it still, has it always been you have to transport the hammer on a different method of travel, or?
Yeah, try to do something fun, like with it has always been the.
Even since the inception? That's
Yes.
crazy. That's fun.
It would be weird, like you'd send some people on a like bike off with it. Bye. It's like then it would show up later at the opening tap 12 hours later.
Do you think the Northeast has different drinking habits from other parts of the city?
The way it was, yes, it was the biggest market for twisted
Twisted tea. Yeah.
Really?
and I sold a lot of Miller Lite. You really would not believe just how much Miller Lite
I heard,
I sold at the Grave.
No, in most markets on the East Coast, Bud Light dominates, but in Philadelphia, Miller Lite is larger,
Yeah.
primarily because the Northeast.
Yeah, I didn't. Delco.
Oh, really?
I have a like brother-in-law in Delco, and they drink a lot of Miller Lite there. I was at a party, and there was Miller Lite on draft. People brought Miller Lite cans, Miller Lite bottles, glass bottles, aluminum bottles. I think there were 16-ounce cans. There are like Miller Lite in 5 different formats there.
And the Twisted Tea thing is crazy too. It's like I've never seen any more Twisted Tea anywhere in my life besides the Northeast. It just kind of latched on at some point. When did Twisted Tea become a thing? Because Twisted Tea is Sam Adams, right?
Yes.
And that came around like what, the 2000s?
Yeah, I'd say it's hard to keep track of all the Alco Pop.
We were talking about
Yes.
this outside with John. Like it's this rotating door of just like, it's not beer, but it's just like, all right, it's Twisted Tea, it's a wine cooler, it's a seltzer, now it's the hard iced tea.
Yeah.
It's like all these things are rotating through, and everything's like, no, there's the next thing. In 2 to 3 years, it's going to make a new
I was
drinkable thing.
driving last night, and Lipton has a hard iced tea.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's a
some-
brand extension. I can't imagine her saying, "Man, I love Lipton tea. If it had vodka in it, just how great that would be. And how would I ever add vodka to Lipton tea? How would one do that?
There's also
I don't like
the Simply Lemonade does the same thing.
Simply Lemonade. Arizona does a hard.
Simply Lemonade
Or two.
Simply plus another thing. I like how it ruins the name. It's like, it's not Simply Lemonade. It's Simply Lemonade and vodka. It kind of defeats the purpose.
My favorite one is when White Claw decided they were going to do a non-alcoholic version, so seltzer. It's like ridiculous. But there's some crazy ones. I don't know why Sonic had a hard seltzer, like the fast food chain.
Oh my
Sonic
God.
came out with a hard seltzer. Everybody's got something. It's kind of funny.
Someone says, "Hey, Sonic, if you like let us license our name, here's some money." Like, all right,
Yeah.
go for it.
Speaking on like kind of this vein, you had a bar when this was popular. What were the Four Loko days like? Did you guys sell Four Loko at the bar?
No, I
No?
never appeared on my radar.
Okay. All right. Because that was like,
I thought I was old at that point.
I was 18, 19 years, 17 to 18 years old, like when that happened. And it like hit us as 17, 18-year-olds. I'm like, I I never experienced that like in bars, and I don't know if it did.
Yeah.
If it was in bars, or it was just like kind of like
I think it might have been just more of a like liquor store, beer store thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if they.
Maybe it was a liquor store thing because I don't recall anyone trying to sell it to me.
Yeah.
It was in beer distributors, but maybe it was just like they're like bars don't want to deal with this. We're not even going to attempt to do this.
Yeah,
Kind of a house party thing.
yeah, I don't recall it ever being on like anyone's sales sheet. Doesn't mean I just maybe they said it and I just didn't care.
Yeah,
Any
it wasn't on
attention
your
there.
radar. So besides the Friday the 13th, like were there other things that kind of like defined the Grey Lodge? I mean, that's what I know you guys most by.
I think the attitude that we can all get along, and it's the common just getting together over beer. Not we used beer if whether you drink Miller Lite or you drink Yards.
Yeah.
Let's all hang out and be friends.
Yeah.
And that was our vibe always. We never made people choose. We never looked down on people that drank Miller Lite. I mean, weird later on seeing people that drank Miller Lite forever started to drink craft beer. It's like, when did this happen? When did you start drinking that?
Just getting peer pressured by their friends.
No, it was the opposite. It just kind of naturally happened.
Oh, really?
No, if there was peer pressure. They many years they did not succumb to it. So
Yeah, or of attrition. What was I going to say? How many people could fit at Grey Lodge? Like, how big was the bar?
I guess we had about 40 seats on the first floor and 30 on the second when we opened that.
Okay.
In 2005.
Okay, cool. And you guys kind of like, I don't know, like, yeah, it was just like a destination spot. Were you guys having people come in from out of town?
Oh yeah, we were. This is hard to believe, but we were on best beer bars in the world list. Well, that was a thing for a few years.
Wow.
We were globally recognized.
I mean, you guys were around for 24, 25 years. It's like
24 years.
That's
yeah.
crazy. I mean,
didn't make it to 25. COVID.
Yeah,
But like pinning that.
that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, we talk about it now. It's like what's it called? Monk's is like the beer bar that people go from out of town. But like you said, like you guys were not in Center City, so there was craft beer bars in Center City, but you're not in Center City, and somehow in the Northeast you still made this kind of destination spot.
Fairmount was the hot
Really?
spot. Yeah.
What were the beer bars over there? Was Kite and Key?
They weren't around yet.
Oh, really?
Bridget's, Notre Dame, Bishop's Finger, London.
Got it.
Yeah, and even the more less known places always had something on too.
What were kind of like the? Did you guys always have yards on? Like what were kind of like the staples of Grey Lodge? I mean, like everyone knows you guys as the craft beer bar, but do you guys have every different type of style, or was it kind of like different things that you leaned into?
We were heavy on local beer, although we didn't just have local beer.
So it's
Standard Tap was
local
just
craft.
local, but
Yeah.
we were heavy on local because I want to drink local beer and I want to support local breweries. So I think that's fun to have a local brewery in town after they all left.
Yeah. Did you guys always have a Birkin on, even not during the?
No, that was like later on because you don't want to have cask ale sitting around that's not being drank.
No.
That's not good for anybody.
No.
This episode of the Brewdat podcast is brought to you by Zilka & Co., your trusted regional brewing supply partner. Family owned for over 100 years of business, Zilka Brewing Supply has recently partnered with Breweries to bring you your favorite raw materials at a great price with $5 flat rate shipping. No pallet or liftgate charges thanks to their own fleet of regularly maintained trucks. With locations in Allentown and Hunker and a technical brewer on staff, they provide the expertise and service your brewery deserves. Reach out to Brad Adelson in the show notes and let him know Brewdat sent you. Hey, brewery or small business owner, are you tired of navigating complex brewery accounting and taxes on your own? Staying up late working on financials and getting your finances in order after a whole workday? At the Beer Accountant, they understand the unique financial challenges of the craft brewing industry. They're a CPA dedicated to helping breweries like yours thrive, with services ranging from qualified bookkeeping, business tax prep, to strategic financial planning. Stop wasting time on spreadsheets and focus on what you do best: making great beer and running a small business, servicing over 50 breweries in 4 states. So if you own a brewery or small business, stop overpaying for reactive support and start being proactive with the Beer Accountant. Don't brew that IPA without this CPA. Visit beeraccountant.com to learn how their specialized expertise can help your brewery grow, profit, and succeed.
2020 happened, and it was just like, it was just too much. And
There were several years of obvious things going downhill, and I took myself off the payroll a few years prior, so I wasn't getting paid anything, and still a 7-day-a-week job, and it wasn't going to get better. There wasn't any place to go, so COVID happened, and
you had already started working on Lucky Cat at that point, right?
Yeah, I had was able to go with some friends and buy a building 5 doors down, this tiny building, and the plan was to have a brewery there because beer bars were already done. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to save the jobs at the lodge by having something that would actually draw people.
What was it
once again
before that? It was like something about like the packaging type, or like kind of the laws changed. And then it was like, because you guys went from being like, if you wanted to get craft beer, you either had to go to a beer distributor and get a 24-pack of beer, or you could go to someplace like the Grey Lodge. But at some point it changed. Then everybody had a tap room, and then like the breweries essentially had their own restaurants.
Yes, the brewery tap rooms. Once people had to drive by brewery tap rooms to come to us, they weren't coming to us. They were just not going that far. And the other thing was that the TTB changed the labeling. Before it was all mail. So you had to print it out, make it up, mail it to them. They took a while to look at it. They'd cross some things out. They'd mail it back. You'd do all your stuff again. You'd mail it to them. They say okay. They'd mail you the okay. Then you got to get into production. So breweries didn't put a lot. Anything that went into a can or bottle, there was a lot of lead time on it, and they went to line system, and it became like
So by every day, brewery went from me, I'm like 4 or 5 beers on at a time. Like everyone had like 20 different beers on, and that was essentially their own tap room, could just service every single type of beer.
Well, they were able to serve draft in the tap room without labels.
Okay.
And they could send that out with just a keg, like collar on it.
Yeah.
But the whole, like packaging it into cans took more work. So we were able to get all this weird draft that the breweries were doing one-offs of. That really made us a place to go to find beer. And then once they realized they could just put that all in cans, bottles and cans, and sell it at the supermarket, we no longer had the, like draw. Yeah,
that advantage that was just like, people had to kind of come to you guys. So Lucky Cat started. Was this your brainchild, or because I know you run it with some other people, right? Is it Jason that you run it with?
Jason and I, Jason came along. I set it up, and I was waiting for a brewer to show up.
I'm sure you've met him at some point.
I think I'm pretty sure everywhere. Yeah, he works with. I was talking to Meredith. I think he works with Meredith a little bit in some capacity.
Yeah, he is involved with her events that she does.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Although they don't officially work together.
Okay.
I met him when I think I was at Philadelphia Brewing. I think he worked for like a malting company too at some point.
Yes, still
works there.
Yeah,
cool. I remember him from ways back. But so you guys kind of put this together, or was it you?
I put it together, and I was gradually putting all the pieces together while trying to run several restaurants.
So you said several bars or restaurants. I know you had other stuff besides Grey Lodge. What were the other ones?
Yeah, we had
Bonks, right?
Hop Angel.
Yeah,
Bonks. and I was involved with Town for a hot second.
Cool. And what happened? Were those kind of the same vibe as Grey Lodge, or were they all different concepts?
Hop Angel had a like German theme, and we were heavy on German style beers,
And one was
especially locally made. 2010 to 2020.
cool. So now everyone's like, I'm the lager brewery. And it's like, you guys were doing that like 10 years before this.
Yeah, and there's just Pennsylvania, just the Pilsners in Pennsylvania are amazing. I get so many breweries making great like lagers here. And to get beer from Germany, it has to go by boat and everything. And you could have really fresh beer. So I would say, like, let's drink regional German style beer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like much brighter. Who was it that, who was it? Who's the sommelier we had on?
Marnie. Yeah.
Marnie.
Yep.
So she was talking about how,
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, how like there's so many kind of, every German immigrant for like 100 years basically had to go through Philadelphia. It was just like, that's why like we have such a great brewing history here, that it was just like all these people that knew how to brew kind of just like landed in our laps.
Yeah, they still make the lagers is great.
Got more.
We had a great Philly Beer Week event we did forever. Get your fill of pills, and we'd have a Pilsner tap over. And first year I did, I thought, man, we'd have a lot of Pilsner left over. But no, it's people liked it. It really worked.
What
So-
was the evolution of Philly Beer Week? Like, did they not have a kickoff event at some point?
I think there was always an opening tap. I remember there's definitely, there was always an opening tap event. I wonder where it was the first few years. I remember it being floating around. It was in
But was it mostly restricted to just beer bars in the city?
beer bars were. We were doing the sales and had the money to be able to pay into it. Breweries were like free.
Yeah.
And then it changed, and breweries had all the sales, and beer bars had like none.
And then they're looking at you like, why aren't you doing this anymore? Okay. So for Lucky Cat, like, what was the vision of that? Like, were you trying to do a brewery that was like kind of different styles, or just like you understand the beer game? I mean, you've been doing this for 20 years. Like, let's try our hand out with like production and like kind of like putting your spin on it.
We're currently on Plan F.
Also,
Went through a lot of plan letters in the first year.
I'm on beer
Couple
B.
years.
What beer should I drink next? I had the white before. This was great.
Blue.
But the blue?
Blue.
Was that the blueberry one?
Yes.
B for blueberry.
So we originally were planning to be a little one-barrel brewery and brew beer and attract some of the people we were losing. And then at the same time, they would hopefully go to like Grey Lodge and buy some food and some more beer that wasn't our beer. But then the world kept changing and changing and changing.
So at some point, you guys became part of Mutual Respect.
Yeah, we teamed up with Jeremy Myers and his, Trauger brand. We were going to buy the old Borough Brew House, which is now Human Robots Jenkintown spot.
Okay.
But the SBA loan took too long to get, and our like option ran out, and there was another offer which was too good to be true, and we opted not to match that. And then like Human Robot got it later.
So you guys, it's connected to Broken Goblet, correct?
Yeah, so after Jenkintown fell through, we had already planned to do some work with Broken Goblet and share some things and maybe brew the lagers there. And I was thinking, the world doesn't need another brew house that's barely used, doesn't need another canning line sitting barely used.
Yeah.
Why don't we just merge with them? They're looking to build out their space more. We just need to ferment.
Yeah,
we
we're
have
talking
everything else.
before, like, like trying to avoid this like bloat of like this middle growth of just like you're hiring more people to grow, but it's just like at some point it just turns into like more mouths to feed that then relying on you that like you have to keep expanding. So like trying to push some of that pressure off to where you can share it. I think makes a lot of sense.
And it also meant I was not a major shareholder, and the buck stopped somewhere else.
Yeah.
After 26 years of being the person that the buck stopped with, it's nice to not do that any more.
And yeah, but like Jeremy Myers, obviously, he's going to come on the podcast too. But like he's like another person that's like another legend, kind of in the Philadelphia craft beer scene.
Yes,
as Jason before, it's like there's a lot of people that understand how the Philadelphia craft beer market works. Where like not just financially it's ending with you, but like also like decision making. It's like there's a lot of great minds here that like we can kind of figure this out.
Yeah, and we hooked up with Jeremy and Broken Goblet, and our beer is awesome. I really think it's great. I'm very proud
His
of
blueberry is great.
what we do. Yeah, I tried to make it a beer with berries, not a blueberry flavored malt beverage. So I hope that comes through.
No, it's good. It smells great. Do you have it? Here, try the rest of this. So how many different beers do you have? Also, by the way, there's you guys before anyone else. I sold the black cans. And there's some brands that have the black cans, but like your brand stands out a lot with like I say murdered out cans. But
Yes, we though we weren't able to get black 12-ounce cans. So, but yeah, we got a whole bunch of mutual respect black cans.
nice.
Jeremy's plan.
That was Jeremy. Mm-hmm. How interrelated are we?
We weren't able to get more black lids, obviously.
I feel weird drinking out of the black lids. I like the black cans. For some reason, drinking out of the black top feels like I'm like putting my mouth on something that it feels like it's like been in a factory. I don't know.
Like it hasn't been cleaned or something.
Yeah, the silver. Yeah. There's something about like the silver can to me that just it looks, or the silver top right up in my mouth looks cleaner. But I like the black cans a lot. I was thinking like where I'm brewing doesn't have the black cans, but I think with my branding, I always thought the black cans would be a nice touch. It's like just a little bit different. Where did the name Lucky Cat come from?
I've always thought they were like neat.
Cats or Lucky Cats?
Lucky Cat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've always liked them, and in the early days of craft beer was also the early days of the World Wide Web too. Mm-hmm. So, being a systems analyst, I made the Gray Lodge website way back before anyone really had websites. And
what was on it? Just like your menu and about page?
There was a lot, way more on it than one would expect, but you get so there weren't a lot of web developers at the time either. It's a very small world.
Were you making that? You knew how to make the website?
Coding HTML on like Notepad's easy. It's not
now.
It is not.
Like the,
it's not rocket science.
Shopify or WordPress plugins. There's just like use an auto-generated website.
Mm-hmm. And at the time, you're using dial-up, and there wasn't broadband, so every character of code had to load. So if you had really tight code, your page would actually load, and people would not say, "Oh, this is boring," and I'll go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. How did you learn to code? You just taught yourself to do that?
Yeah, there's actually I was on the internet prior to the web, dial up, local board, whatever they call them. I don't remember anymore at this point. Yeah, I'm blowing your mind.
I don't know. I mean, I remember I'm a little bit older than most people like our age have had computers their entire lives. I remember having a computer and internet my whole life. My mom told me that she had a computer in high school, which was kind of very rare. But it is kind of crazy that like it's hard enough right now with like social media, like people trying to keep up with social media, like me trying to learn TikTok is like I think it's like so difficult and like trying to keep up with Gen Z. I can't imagine going from like print though to the internet. That is a lot more different than going from like Instagram to TikTok.
It was pretty gradual because there weren't giant leaps. It's like if you stumbled onto like dial up local bulletin boards, they were called.
Okay.
And Prodigy was a thing. And they had an active beer chat, and some of those folks
what was it? Prodigy?
Prodigy, IBM, and some other company developed this dial-up product.
Interesting.
Before AOL was a thing.
Okay.
You said it was a beer chat?
There was a beer group on it, and some of those folks ended up on Rec Food Drink Beer Usenet.
I'm
blowing your mind.
It's almost like a subreddit, I'm guessing. Like
decades before Reddit was a thing, there was something called Usenet, and there were thousands of Usenet groups.
Okay. It was national.
Enter was an international internet thing.
And like the beer scene back then, were you like kind of figuring out what was happening by talking on these?
Oh yeah, Rec Food Drink Beer. I still have friends from there.
Wow.
It was Grey Lodge. Yeah, we had a presence on Rec Food Drink Beer.
Wow.
Yeah, if you were in Philadelphia area and on Rec Food Drink Beer, we ended up being friends.
What was the other like ways that people would know about craft beer? Was it Mid Atlantic Beer News?
Print. Yeah, Philadelphia. We had an insane amount of print. One of the reasons why Philly was such a great beer city at its peak was we had a lot of writers.
Do you know Matt Falco? Didn't he have
Matt had
what was that
his
called?
museum magazine, Philly beer scene. Man, that was a nice put together magazine.
He owns Herman's Coffee Shop in South Philly.
Okay.
You know where like Jack's Steaks is?
Yeah.
It's right there. But he ran this like beer magazine.
It was gorgeous. It was a gorgeous magazine. When he first he was going to do it, it's like, who cares about print now?
Mm-hmm.
But it was gorgeous. It's like, wow, this guy really gets it.
Have you heard of
he was 20 years, like 10 years sooner.
do you know Stereo Flavors?
No.
Yeah, super cool.
So he's doing like it's kind of the same thing with food, but he's doing it like it's kind of like bringing back print magazines for like it's the local food scene, but it's like kind of like what Matt was doing, but with the food scene, where it's like a great photographer and like finds all these stories and like every couple months kind of rolls another one out.
Yeah, they're free like catalogs. I think he puts them out at like just different. I don't know if it's bars and restaurants. He's kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were the other ones besides Matt's?
So one that was hyper local was Jim Anderson's Beer Philadelphia, and was this newsprint type like booklet thing, and there wasn't a lot of graphics. It was all text and some ads, but it was hyper like local. So you could read about weird yards beers you never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
And what, they were just dropping it off at your bar? Or like those things?
Yeah. Various bars.
Okay.
Jim would drop them off at various bars. Mid-Atlantic Brewing News was a thing. Beer and Tavern Chronicle was a thing for a tiny bit. I was a writer for them.
Did you write any articles that had any attention? And you were a writer? Like, would you ever think about writing a book? We just asked John Schroeder if he thought about writing a book. He's like, no, I don't have an ego. And I was just like, I want you to have an ego. I want you to write a book. Like, I'm interested, but
I am interested in writing a book, and I would ask people for their Grey Lodge memories.
That'd be cool.
And memory is such a completely elastic thing that people remember things that
it would be like the same story, but it's told different ways in the same book.
If you ever saw the Beastie Boys book,
yeah, I read that.
It is a masterpiece of print. It is just insanely great. It is just.
I thought that was going to be like a coffee table book with just pictures. It was a much better read than I thought. I read the whole thing in like 3 days.
Yeah, I was in the hospital for 8 nights, and I read it then.
Yeah, but I like learning about, like, especially hearing about, like, kind of like the building up of not just like a business, but like the whole industry of like how like Wave started. And you were there, like, not just for craft beer, but like the craft beer bars, where it's just like it's not the craft beer industry is not just craft breweries. There's all these other angles to it. You know, like the bars were just as important as the breweries, because if the bars weren't there, then the breweries weren't selling any beer.
Yeah, and like brew pubs at the time were just really dull. I don't know why no one figured to make them more fun, but they had the black beer, they had the red beer, they had the yellow beer.
Yeah, it was 3 different colors or 4 different colors.
And there'd be a fourth one that was some sort of blend of the 4, 3, and it was like, okay, well, this is nice and it's fresh, but you can come to a beer bar and there's all sorts of stuff constantly all the time. So yeah, but then eventually people realized you could have fun with, like brew pubs.
Yeah,
and then at some point it all became hazies. 15 lines of beer, 13 of them hazy, 1 a mediocre white beer, and the other mediocre pills. And you think, man, we've come all this way to be here.
Mm-hmm. So you were saying outside you're not the biggest fan of hazies.
No,
and I feel that too, because I'm not. I haven't always been. I'm getting into it a little bit more now. But is there a reason for like just taste profile for you, or just trends?
I think it's the hype. I mean,
yeah,
I'm so old. I remember when IPA wasn't a thing. Seriously, breweries didn't have IPAs. They weren't a thing. And then suddenly it became the only thing. And then it became who can make the most drinkable, over hopped IPA. And this is awesome. It's like, so
I like talking to people that have seen this before, because it's the same thing that the conversation we had outside about the seltzers and then now the hard iced teas, and it's just like, yeah, but it's just cannibalizing what seltzers was before that, and seltzers was cannibalizing whatever was before that. Like, people think that this is going to now take over, but like when you have this longer view on things, you're able to see kind of the ups and downs,
patterns
of the industry, the patterns.
If you can recognize patterns,
yeah,
you can know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's one of the nice things about getting old. I mean, it's kind of sad too, because you know what's going to happen, and it doesn't have to happen that way, but it's going to happen that way. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh man, it doesn't have to be that way. But okay, let's watch this car crash happen. Buckle in.
So what are you guys brewing at Lucky Cat? You guys do have an IPA.
Yes, we have a East Coast style.
Nice.
I originally thought it was a West Coast style, but Jeremy told me it's an East Coast. We changed our marketing after that. We have a white ale.
Nice.
That's some really proud.
The white ale was really good.
And we have the blueberry blonde, which really wasn't originally on my radar, but Jeremy suggested, and I thought, I've enjoyed some really good blueberry beers over the years, and it's a style that's really not being done, and there's no reason for it to not be done.
I think
you might not want to drink
really
20
good.
Blueberry beers, but
yeah,
one of them is really freaking good.
This beer's good.
There's IPA too, so
I think blueberry beers are hard to do, because blueberry is like such a soft flavor that sometimes it comes across kind of weird. But I do like this one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Do you guys do a lot of fruited stuff?
Basically, Lucky Cat, the existence of Lucky Cat, there's always been everything, too much of everything. But there's a lot of things there aren't anymore, because there's no room on the shelf for them, or the brewery's too big to do it anymore. So I was looking to do a lot of beers that excited me 20-some years ago that you can't find now. So we tend to do some fruited beers, or a good number of fruited beers, because they're not really being done.
Guys,
And a little bit of
that.
fruit and beer. Yeah. It's like, like Belgian beer is awesome, and they're great at adding fruit and beer. And
Yeah.
so it's like, I want to do the sort of stuff that got me and other people excited about craft beer 25 years ago. And which also is not where the world is. So you're going where they ain't, which is always a good
But you're going where they're going to come because everything kind of goes in circles.
Yeah, it goes in circles. It's you appeal to people my age that remember this beer that is gone, vanished, and there's younger people that have like never even seen it, and the whole style's new.
Are you brewing a lot of Belgian beers?
Or no.
At Grey Lodge, was that ever a thing, or was it more local beer?
Mayfair, we did not have the price elasticity to have
The Belgian
from
beers.
Belgium beers. They're just too expensive.
I mean, there's a lot of local brewers that make.
We had a lot of
beers.
Belgian style beers that were locally made.
Yeah.
But we never really had the Belgium presence. That said, I think I would really like to make a quad at some point.
Quad is something that I love Belgian beers, but quad is like that's at my edge of like beers I can enjoy. I don't know why, but like the super the like triple IPAs I cannot do. The quads, what's it called? Barley wine is not
Barley wine's a weird
I
thing.
hate
and
it. I hate it.
Sugar Moms had Beer Philadelphia did Split Thy Skull, and it was a fun event.
Were you at Split That Skull? They just came back at Doom Bar.
Yeah, Meredith
Yes.
ran it at Doom Bar.
At Doom Bar, and what that was it was a barley wine night, or is it like a
Meredith a bit.
It was definitely a wide variety.
Yeah, it was just
like a high alcohol stuff?
yeah, more hard alcohol, like high percentage, kind of everything. There was a lot of spirits. There was a lot of barley wines, but they kind of had a bit of everything.
Really? Anyone like makes one? Where would you find one these days?
A barley wine? I couldn't name one local brewery that makes a barley wine.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't remember.
I mean, they had them. I mean, I remember you went to it.
Yeah.
I mean, breweries were small enough back then that they could do a one-off barley wine. It wasn't a big deal. Now, everyone's
But even the small breweries now, I can't
time and
name one single brewery that.
no, because I've got 20 different hazies. It's like the world's just weird.
I have
Like-
one hazy. It's just I did it 20 times in a row.
So yeah, I don't know where. Like, yeah, there's all these styles that are out there that no one's making.
Yeah,
There's also something called like wheat wine, which is a really awful
wheat wine.
What is this?
wheat wine. It was a beverage. I guess it was a high octane wheat beer, but it was a style for a hot second. And yeah, I was never had a taste for it.
Did you ever get into wheat beers?
Oh, I love wheat beers. We make a lemongrass wheat every so often, Dusty Beach Road. I don't know if it didn't make it into the brew schedule last year, maybe 2026 it will. That's based on a beer you can't find anymore that a good sized brewery made this lemongrass Heffa, and it was awesome. And it's like, man, why can't we find this anymore?
Yeah.
And that brewery's gone now. But anyway, so it's like, let's try to, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We just need to make it a again. The wheels are already there. Just need to make them.
Yeah, I think a lot of the idea that like everyone's only drinking hazy IPAs. It's also breweries are not even giving the option to the consumer. A lot of breweries like aren't even brewing other beers. So it's like I think at some point when breweries start to brew other things and kind of like it used to be even 10, 15 years ago, it's like a brewery would have 20 different styles. Now you have 18 hazy IPAs and maybe like 2 lagers. And it's,
Because that's what people want. I mean, that's what, hey, what do you got hazy? What do you got hazy? Oh, this is so awesome. Like, yeah, that's what people want. You know, I get it, but it's not what I want. So,
yeah, I think it's
I mean, I'm totally like wrong time at the moment. which is fine.
But I think brewers are always looking for like the value add to like give to the customers, and lagers. People thought that like, all right, I can make this lager for cheaper than I can make an IPA, but I can still charge people the craft beer price to it. But at some point now that everyone's making lagers, it's starting to get to the point where like people are having to price cut to then like stand out with their lager. But I think Belgian beer is a great way that you can make cheaper beer because there's not a ton of hops in it, and you're getting kind of a different character. That's not a lager. Like for lagers, you can never compete with the macro beers because they just can make beer for free, basically.
Yeah.
But if you they're not making Belgian beers. Like if the craft beer industry kind of leans back into Belgian beers, and for a hot minute, craft beer was all about Belgian beers. So I think that's kind of an angle that we can kind of get back to doing something unique.
I'm kind of surprised no one's doing a U.S. Abbey style beer. Really, there've been a couple of Abbey beers in the U.S., but they were charging U.S. Belgian beer in the U.S. prices. Whereas if you go to like Belgium, Abbey beer is just cheap. It's just a normal beer.
Yeah, like Amankang was like considered one of the best beers in the country for a long time.
They're doing it,
and you don't hear them. They're doing it, but you don't hear them as much as you did before. But like there is a market for it, and it is essentially kind of like this like soft table beer that's like very drinkable. It's not too hot, but it's not too bitter. It has flavor. It doesn't have a ton. People are like kind of turned off by sometimes wheat beer. Sometimes it doesn't have that, and it's like. I do think that there's kind of an angle there that like kind of untapped.
Yeah, there's a Belgian Pale Ale Void. You get that little bit of funk in the hops. Man, that is just awesome. That's just a good drinking.
I do have a Belgian
4.7% beer.
That's dropping next week, but. I did not start that.
Aren't we supposed to be pushing Lucky Cat beer?
Yes.
I never thought there's a space cadet.
I am torpedoing your episode.
I'm not doing a very good job of selling Lucky Cat beer, so you might as well sell Space Cadet beer. No. Our beer is awesome.
No, your beer is very good. So, like for Lucky Cat, like how many different beers do you have? Like,
3 at the moment. Never.
And it's only in cans?
Draft.
Okay. And then when you go up to Mutual Respect, like you guys are connected to Brook and Goblet.
Oh yeah, we're all 3 one thing.
And kind of like the tap room is like it's all connected too, right?
Yes.
And you guys have like this like massive stage there, right? It's like an actual
we Broken Goblet built this incredible concert hall.
That's crazy.
And yeah, it's a really awesome. And
isn't it? It's the old stage from like the TLA or something.
Yeah, the TLA stage. David, like Bowie, ended his tour there, and they like left it. So it was the TLA stage for a number of years, and then TLA got rid of it for some reason, and like we have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like everybody's trying to find their angle with the tap room, and you guys literally have a concert venue.
Yeah.
So.
It is one of the things
one of the best tap
that helps out. Oh, yeah, we even one of the top 30 breweries in Pennsylvania. Yeah. And our brew crew is really great. I mean, I can't take credit for how good the beer is. It all goes to them. I say, let's make this thing, and it happens.
Have you ever been involved in like kind of production side of it? I mean, like that was never kind of your angles.
They need hands to like run the canning line.
Yeah.
But other than that, not really. If you want to become a good home brewer, you're making 5 gallons of crap for a while before you're making 5 gallons of great beer. And I literally ran a bar where any beer I wanted would show up in the basement.
Yeah,
literally any beer I wanted would show up there. It was real. It's like, this is magical. It's like, of course, you need to pay for it, but
it's like Amazon for beer.
Yeah.
You're coming out from like a complete different perspective. Like, there's not many craft beer bars around, and like you have this so much experience from like picking and choosing exactly what the customers want, because you're not limited to just like what one single brewery makes. Like kind of what the general customer wants of all of craft beer. a little bit different.
Yeah.
So what do you think is in the kind of future for Lucky Cat or Mutual Respect or
Now that we have Lucky Cat White, I'm thinking of Lucky Cat Black.
what would that be?
I got to run it by the team, but I've been wanting to do a smoked porter. I don't know if you ever had Alaska smoked porter.
Like I don't think I've had it, but I know it's like one of these beers that just like this has this legendary appeal.
I don't know why it's so good. It's not, to me, it doesn't have a lot of smoke. And
Maybe it's
porter,
nice.
I never seem to want, although I always like it when I have it. I don't know why. Like, I don't order or buy it, but
Yeah.
I always like it. But yeah, Alaskan smoked porter is just, it's incredible.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking kind of a Baltic porter with some smoked malt, but Baltic porters tend to be lagers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, what if we do it as an alt style beer, kind of a hybrid ale, like a lager
With just a little bit of smoke.
with a little bit of smoke,
Nice.
and would just be like black.
Yeah. And it pairs well with this. It's like, you do
Yeah.
black and tan.
So then you think, oh, colors.
Yeah.
What else can we? We've already got blue.
Yeah. No, this blueberry beer is great. Cool. I guess kind of looking forward to it. Do you have anything else you guys want to do with the Lucky Cat or
I've been purposely laying low.
okay.
You know what the beer world's like these days.
Yeah.
People are slugging it out, and you can stand on the sidelines and not get like bloody.
Yeah.
You're not going to get in the action, but you're also going to live to see another shimmy day.
Yeah.
So just trying to do a few things really, really well, and I think we do that.
Yeah, and just kind of waiting for the next thing to jump on it.
Yeah, if things get bigger, that's nice. But then you also, as I mentioned, that I learn, like you have to learn how does the business scale both up and scale back.
Yeah.
When times call for it.
Yeah, like 25 years or 24 years running a bar, like you've seen like kind of the ups and downs and kind of like like what makes a sustainable business. I think that's a lot more valuable than kind of people give credit to. It's like the longevity of a brand. It's very impressive.
Yeah, I was hoping certain brands would have longer longevity than they ended up having, but
Yeah.
a lot of times that happens. Just get too big, and you can't. You're just done.
Yeah, like external factors come around and it's
Yeah.
just, they're kind of forced to do something that we plan.
Then there's a lot of frantic stuff at the end where they grab all these other crappy brands and try to make a giant pile of crap that's to think, oh, our turd's just not like large enough. If we made the turd bigger, where it's not addressing the fact that it is a turd.
It is still a turd.
Normally, you see businesses start doing that. GM tried to buy, Semi Chrysler at one point. I call it the bigger, turd theory. Kmart bought Sears or vice versa.
The turd will get so large that everyone will be confused and we'll just be able to last a little bit longer.
Well, these companies were really big and think, oh, if we can only just be big again, that would solve our problem. But the problem is they're getting smaller for a reason, and adding more turd doesn't make it less of a turd.
Where's the by?
That's good. That's good advice. That is
So
good advice.
look at the pattern as time goes on, and you can say, the bigger turd theory. You will see it. It'll keep happening over and over.
Might start seeing turds everywhere. Cool. Awesome. So where
We're not going to end on that, right? I don't want to end on turds.
on turds? All right. Where should we?
Let's end on something positive. We haven't had any IPA yet.
Yeah, you want to?
Non-hazy IPA yet.
You said this is East Coast IPA?
Yes.
So, what makes it East Coast versus you said it was a West Coast and then you got corrected? Is this just less piney and more juicy but not hazy?
I could lie and say I know the difference, but just took Jeremy's word for it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's really good.
Thank you.
That's good color to it.
Yeah, I mean, our brewers are they're just great. And the controls at the brewery are wonderful. I'm very glad we landed where we did. Because the beer is coming out great, and to me, that's the hard part. Everything else is just business and numbers and figuring stuff out.
It is cool. Like a lot of large brands, so you were saying like they just get large and then they're like, all right, we need to combine with other of these turd brands. But like you guys from the beginning realized that there was this opportunity of like kind of combining resources, which it's very unique that you guys did this.
It's also nice that Lucky Cat doesn't need to be anything I don't want it to be. We don't have to brew the payer beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't get in the brew schedule that often, but
There's no pressure.
we come up to bat. It's, we're like ready to go.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, the lack of pressure is nice. Of course, there's no money, but that's I've worked with myself for a long time, so I'm kind of like used to it. I've got a pretty low cost of living, so
nice. So the plan is to always stay in the Northeast. I mean, that's your home base, and
no, we actually left the city after lockdown.
So you guys are in Croydon, right? Or not Croydon?
Yes, breweries in Salem.
Yep.
Okay, but you guys isn't Croydon Fest a thing?
Not Croydon Fest.
Not
is
Croydon
a
Fest.
thing.
And why? Because it's not Croydon?
Jeremy, I think Croydon refers to not just where Neshaminy Creek is, but maybe a place in the UK that was heavy on.
Oh, Croydon Fest is Neshaminy Creek?
No, it's Jeremy Myers, one of the founders of Neshaminy Creek, who now is a mutual
I thought you guys did
partner.
that, right?
Yes, it went with Jeremy.
Okay.
It's his thing.
All right.
But it started in Croydon, Pennsylvania.
Got it.
But I think the not Croydon refers to
That is not
the
there
UK.
Okay.
Although I don't know. I
Really?
honestly don't know. I only know it is not Croydon Fest, and I've never asked.
Well, we're going to have
There's a lot of things like you just wait and the answers show up. Like you watch a TV series several years in, it's like I will figure it out. Just let it
Just keep listening.
Stay tuned.
We'll get the answer.
Yeah, I have no idea what the answer is, and I want to do it's not NOLA festival at some point.
It's not NOLA. What's that? New Orleans?
New Orleans, Louisiana. NOLA.
Yeah, what does that have to do with you guys?
Well, we got a 3-day ska festival. Why not a 3-day New Orleans music festival?
Oh, yeah.
Of course, I don't want to actually do it, like the work. So,
That's why you have all these talented people that you're working with.
yes. So it may well happen someday, but, I don't want to be the one that actually does it all.
You're the sage that you understand how the industry works, and you can kind of lead everyone in the right direction.
We just got to have it and then feed it when the time's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hold the card back. All right, we can play this now. So the cards in your hand are not necessarily the ones you're playing at the moment.
Yes. All right.
Good strategy.
Yeah. The long game. I like it.
Although New Orleans music is great, so.
It is, and New Orleans music is very much like a craft beer type of music. It's like the jam band, the funk. It's like the trombone, the kind of street music. It's like that's craft beer music.
And kind of like craft beer, there's not just one kind. It's a very wide range of music.
It's like this live music. It's like always different all the time.
Some of it's more jazz, some of it's more jam band.
Yeah.
You got different demographics of people doing it, and it brings people to together.
Yeah.
like, hey, this is cool. We're all digging this.
Yeah.
No, like, oh, this is my music and that's your music. And it's like, yeah, this is cool. So to me, that's what makes life worth doing. That's why beer is so great. You can share a beer with somebody you don't know. And, it's just a nice, to me, vibe.
Definitely.
One of my fondest memories is being on a train, picked up a couple 6-packs at the Union Station in Chicago. And, we're all traveling last class. Friend and me, and we made friends with a couple other guys, one of whom was from Netherlands, I think. So English wasn't his first language. And we were all sitting around drinking the beer that I bought. And it was just a great vibe. And then we all fell asleep and woke up in, John's town.
Yeah, it's the great equalizer.
Yeah, so to me, that's what it's about. Music's the same way.
Yeah.
It's nice having Broken Goblet and music and beer, two things that can bring folks to choose together.
Cool. Like mutual respect, bringing you guys all together.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. So we can find you guys it's at Lucky Cat Beer Company on social media.
Lucky Cat Beer.
Lucky Cat Beer.
On the socials.
On
These socials, all these socials.
Cool.
Well, the socials that I do, I realize I just don't care about TikTok.
I've
I have
been
a
trying.
TikTok account. I just can't.
I've been trying.
I've been trying.
I've been trying, and a lot of it is just like repurposing Instagram stuff. But our TikTok for the podcast
does well.
It's doing great right now.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know.
That's why it's good to have a team, somebody that actually cares.
Yes, we have a Gen Z on my team.
Go Gen Z.
Yeah, we have lots of Gen Zs. I'm just surrounding myself with younger people, so I feel younger.
I know what it's like. Like, you don't want to be the crappy old guy. It just happens. It's like, I guess I won't fight it anymore.
Just let it be.
Yeah, everybody's going to go through it at some point.
No wonder they're crappy. I get it now.
So Lucky Cat Beer, right?
Yep. Lucky Cat Beer.
And then you can find us at Brewdat, at the Brewdat Podcast. Just subscribe on YouTube, follow.
5-star.
5 stars, comment, give Evan a compliment. And we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.
Thanks.